Philip sat directly across from me, his eyes fixed on the floor. Carlos, I don't even know what I like anymore. I used to paint. I used to stay up late, covered in colors, losing track of time. Now, I just make sure everyone else is okay. That's my life. Philip wasn't talking about art supplies. He was talking about himself. Somewhere between his childhood passions and his adult relationships, Philip had lost his own voice. Not because he wanted to, but because in his world, keeping others happy had always been the safest way to survive. His story hit me really hard. Why? Because it was my story too. I'm a recovering codependent. For years, my creativity, it was chained to whether someone else approved of me. My worth depended on whether I was useful or agreeable or needed. The art that I once made for me became art that was safe for them. And maybe you've never lived in that exact space, but if you've ever silenced your own ideas to keep the peace, if you've ever created something just to be accepted rather than to be authentic, then you've tasted a version of this. Now let's talk about why creativity gets buried. When we grow up in environments where love feels conditional, based on what we do rather than who we are, creativity can become a risk. Self-expression starts to feel dangerous or selfish or even unimportant. So we adapt. We tuck away the parts of us that might rock the boat. We become efficient instead of experimental. We get good at caring for others, really good at caring for others, and we forget how to care for our own creative soul. This isn't just about losing a hobby. It's about losing the part of us that sees the world through wonder, that imagines, that plays, that dares. Now let's talk about how we begin to reclaim it. The path back, it isn't about just making time for art or finding a hobby. It's about rebuilding trust here with yourself. It looks like giving yourself permission to create without asking anyone if it's okay. It looks like letting yourself make something messy, something pointless or wildly imperfect. It looks like allowing silence and boredom to become doorways into curiosity instead of anxiety. It looks like saying no to things that drain you so you can say yes to what feeds you. The first creations, they might feel small, a doodle on a napkin, a song you might never share, a photograph that you take just for you. But each act is like a match in a darkroom, proof that the creative fire in you was never fully gone. Now let's talk about the emotional work. If you've been codependent, you know this truth. You can't reclaim your creativity without confronting the fear that it will cost you someone's approval. That's the real work. Not the brushstrokes, not the guitar chords, not the camera settings. It's telling yourself this: my voice matters, even if it doesn't keep the peace, even if it's misunderstood, even if not everyone claps. When you begin to live like that, you're no longer just making art, you're rebuilding yourself. Now let's talk about the bottom line. Philip, he didn't get his creativity back overnight. Neither did I. But one small act at a time, he started making things without explaining them, without asking permission, without worrying if it was useful. And that's when I saw it. Philip's shoulders easing, his eyes lifting, his voice carrying a little more light. That's what reclaiming creativity looks like after years of silence. You start to breathe again. You start to belong to yourself again. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one thing this week. This probably sounds familiar. One thing this week that you'll create for no one's approval but your own. Protect it. Don't justify it. Don't dilute it. Just make it. Now go. Honor truth, face what is, speak what's real, and create from the deepest place you know.